Nice. Good evening to everyone, all our loyal viewers. We're back again live with Soca TV. Interesting topic tonight. Very interesting topic tonight. Bringing back more old-time days. Today we have with us Baba AWOTUNDE ELEBUIBON, no stranger to Soca TV. And we have someone who is very new, but no stranger to the public and African spiritualists on the whole. Good evening, Ingrid McGregor. Thanks for joining us. We have Baba Oka. I'm not going to say much about him because I know a lot of people know him, but I'm still going to allow him to introduce himself. Baba Oka, welcome to Soca TV.
Thank you, my.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Ifaporiri.
Ifaporiri. You know, Yoruba does
Aburaboye. Ekale. Yes.
As we say, yes.
Don't get the truth, right?
The beautiful thing about Yoruba is that it sectionizes the different parts of the day and night. So right now is Ale, evening. So we say Ekale.
Correct.
Which is
our sister Pachian.
Spoken Yoruba. It's actually an adaptation of
Okay.
spoken Yoruba, because the construction is Eku Ale.
Okay.
And those of us who are around Orisha a long time will know that Eku aduro jai omi Eku. You see, when we're greeting, we use old Yoruba styling.
Right. It's broken down.
Eku.
Understood.
But today when you look at standard Yoruba, you have Ikin, which is greetings.
Okay.
Which simply means greetings. Now, again, because different parts of Yoruba land emphasize differently on the consonants. You have a part of Yoruba land that would say Eki Eshu. You greet Eshu, Eki Eshu. Another part will say Eku Eshu.
Okay. Thank you for that, Baba.
Say Eku.
Yes.
And that has become standard, but a person can also say Eki Eshu. So you have Eku and Eki, which are both correct. It just depends on what aspect of the various Yoruba dialects you're dealing with.
Understood.
And this is not only in greetings. This what you call dichotomy occurs throughout Yoruba land.
Okay.
Eki, Eku. There are other words that they use also that gives you the similar dichotomy, where you have U, what you call a U,
right,
and E, what you call I.
Right.
It occurs so much that when you get accustomed to it, you realize that Eki Eshu, I greet Eshu. Eku Eshu, I greet Eshu.
Understood. Thank you for that, Baba. We have our sister Patria and Didi Edwards. Aburaboye, Ekale, Ifaporiri. So we see she's using the language there you were just speaking about. Ingrid, shout outs to you again. JJ Simmons, never fails. Kimberly Amanda Springer, welcome to the show. Ogwatu Ifalola Elebuibon. Ben. Yes, Baba. So the questions coming in already, and I don't want us to stray. Bringing back more old time beats. The guy who introduced me to you, King Shepherd Fabrice Barker, In fact, Bade. He said you are a walking library. He said, you see that man, Baba Oka? He's a walking library. You need to talk to him. I said, who's this guy? Who's this guy? Just now wait. Oh yeah, I have to. Baba, forgive me. This lady's my mother. Sanja Divines.
Yes, Sanja.
Yeah. Love in the house. Everybody.
Tell her I give my greetings.
She's seeing you. She has seen you and she's hearing you. Oh my God, another stalwart. Wow, today's show is filled of the stars. Baba Tamba Gwindi. Drum and percussionist extraordinaire. And percussionist. Not drum and all. Drum and percussionist extraordinaire. Baba Tamba Gwindi.
You seem to be having some
Listen to me. I think we can have a talent show here tonight, you know. But everybody is well inclined to the African spirituality as well. I'm loving it already. I'm very excited. Okay, Kimberly said this. She was here.
Sandra could also contribute. She can tell you
definitely.
Lot also.
Definitely.
I know the spiritual experience.
You see this left ear of mine? She does real ring it up. I know she does real ring it up. Look, this is her comment to you, Baba. Love you, Baba.
Yes,
wait.
Love you too.
Wait. Another sister, oh God. The one who everybody loves. Ajebole Shina Richardson. Well, we know we have some people on the show here tonight. Well, you see? So, in the case of our Facebook user, we have an issue senior comment. We would like you to go to this link right here. 1 second. Just give me a second. Let me just copy this link here. Right. And when you go on this link, you will allow StreamYard to access your profile so we can see your name and your comments, your profile picture and your name, so we would know who we are, who is joining in. Ifa Bemiro, another walking library, and he's pretty soon he's going to start his own show. I think he told me in June. Don't kill my Baba, but he's another one. He's very, very knowledgeable, and he is the administrator of Baba. Give me the name because I can't log out to get the exact name of the program that you the group that you administrate as well. Carol, so they in right, and we have another one right now here, Baba. The guy is here. The guy who everyone is well familiar with. He's you could say he's a face of Soca TV as well. We have to welcome Baba Awotunde Elebouibon, also known as Baba Mitch. Welcome.
Yes, of course.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's wonderful to see you. It is wonderful to see you. That has just, you have just made my night and my day.
Wow, I am honored.
It's a pleasure. Baba Mitch is one of the people who can really give you some histories about this Orisha work, this Orisha experience. Definitely. He is one of the people. And see that both of us came from the same place, the same hill. Same hill.
So is a Belmont
ring out.
So it's a Belmont thing then?
Ring out on this hill.
Well, a matter of fact, Belmont was always one of the places that kept up the tradition. That the first name, a matter of fact, the first name of Belmont was Freetown.
Yes, we know.
Right?
Freetown, of course.
Freetown. That's the reason why the name was Freetown, because a lot of the slaves,
African communities were found in
a lot of African communities. From Baba from Bella Road to Waterman Road to Upper Chinatown.
Bella Road in the house here. Bella Road in the house here. Bella Road. All right, big up to all my Bella Road
people. Baba, a lot of people don't know. There's an old cemetery in a place called it's Bumpy Lane. There's a cemetery, a slave cemetery. When you're coming up by the 7 Days Church, just before you meet the Witness Kingdom Hall, there's a street called, I think it's Gamty Lane, and in that street there was an old cemetery, a slave cemetery.
Right.
When you're coming up, you have the orphanage on one side. You have the orphanage. You have Belmont Boys.
Yes. Yeah.
And as you're coming up, just before, there's a corner just before Samty Lane. Just before the witness place, there's a lane. In that lane, there was an old cemetery.
A matter of fact, I just can extend on what you're saying, Baba. The long time Wild Indians, when people playing Wild Indians and they're playing Peregrinade and what they call this thing again? What do they call them again, boy? The Black Indians and the Blue Indians, they used to visit that very said cemetery.
Yes, because it's ancestral.
Exactly. They used to always visit that cemetery. You know?
Wow.
My father was also a founding member of Casablanca, so, you know, I know a lot of the history in Belmont.
Casablanca, big up yourself. Yeah, Casablanca. Yes.
Yes, man. Yeah.
You know, that cemetery should be a historical site. That should be a heritage site, you know.
It should be.
That cemetery should be a heritage site.
I think there are people living there now. I'm not too sure. I don't want to say what I don't know. I'm not sure.
Their houses are wrong. But some years ago when I went in there, there was a big empty spot. I don't think anybody would build there.
Okay.
I don't think anyone would.
Okay, guys. The history is already started. You see, when these heads get together, what is happening already? We have a lot of Belmont-born people in the house. Kimberly, Amanda Springer, big up yourself. Of course, Iribe Wale.
Well, Baba.
Yes.
Baba Otunde grew up in it. He grew up on the hill in it. So he can tell you about the Colimors.
Yes.
He can tell you. Well, I will go even further than that because I think you were already born when the Colimors moved from Lower
Belmont,
where they are now.
Yes. Yeah.
And I as we talk about old time days, I remember that was in the early 70s. There was a feast down the hill by where the old Colimor shrine was.
Yeah.
Those days you had men like Uncle Mother Rose, Mother Full,
yes.
And I remember, Rosilia. I remember drum beating was playing for Ogun. And a lady got a manifestation. And this is one of the reasons why we try to discourage people from drinking in a feast. Nothing wrong with taking a drink, but I'm talking about drinking to the extent where you are, because problems can arise, especially if you're a manifester. And this girl caught a manifestation and came in the palais under Ogun. And they grease, they anoint Ogun Cutlass. And for people like Baba Mitch, he would know how sharp. He would know how sharp Ogun Cutlass. Baba?
Yes. I was going for a bit there.
You know sharp Ogun Cutlass is supposed to be.
Of course.
So that
Of course.
long time you wouldn't give any and anybody that cutlass. If the person the first time or in the early days of manifestation, they would put a wooden cutlass in your hand.
Benny.
I never heard
for you to get the sharp cutlass, the real cutlass, you have to have it washed.
Yeah. You have to go through the ritual.
I wanted to tell them that, Baba.
Well,
before they had
Baba?
consecrated.
And that is factual, you see.
Otherwise, they give you 1 out of 1.
Exactly. You see, long ago, there was discipline. There was a lot of discipline. If I put it, I must say again that, I'm thankful that I'm on this beautiful program, among August men, men who really about, truth and trying to eliminate the lies and the negativity that has been attached to our tradition. So may Olodumare continue to bless and keep your family, my brother. And I came, as Baba could say, I was never part of any other religion. I was born in an Orishayad. The funny thing is, what I am seeing now, it's a total breakdown. The love, the respect, the order that once was is no longer happening. And we ask ourselves, why or how did it get there? What allowed the situation to fall into this hole? And I have only one thing to say. There's only one thing I could say. Our tradition at this juncture, we are going through a metamorphosis. We are going through a change that our ancestors are going to be proud of, because we never gave up. We never decided to just rest it down and leave it alone.
Right.
And I ask for the ones who are really trying to perpetuate positivity and to allow a legacy to be left for our children. May Olodumare continue to bless you. May your Isheshe Lagba. May all of your positive ancestors continue to fortify you and take up, campus around your home. May your financial situation, be better. May we understand unity on a different level, because that is what it used to be, my brother. There was never a case, even if, and look, Baba is right, and I'm happy that I'm saying this in front of an esteemed elder, an elder who actually walked the walk and talked the talk. He walked the talk. You know what I mean? An elder who started introducing different books and so on to the community. An elder who could trace back to the first Babalawo who came to Trinidad in the 1970s. An elder who never one day said my tradition should be cast aside. I'm happy that I'm here with such an esteemed elder. My brother, long ago was just love. It was just about love. If my brother, if I come to you, if my particular ceremony is next week or next 2 weeks, right? And I come to you for maybe some cornmeal, to make some eko or to make some kuku, right? No one will know that I came to you. Nobody will know that I came to you for that. If I came to you for advice, nobody will know that I came to you for advice. It was order, respect, love, and the tradition, I could say, is not the same now. But as I said before, we are going through that metamorphosis.
Today have a lot of selfishness.
But why? I keep asking the question as a younger. as an awo. Why? Sandra said
is no longer what we at the elders understood it to be. You see, long ago, you could have walked into any yard and seek refuge. That is an Orisha yard. You could walk in. Nobody know you. And ask for a change of clothes.
Yes.
Place the rest your head.
Yeah.
You didn't even ask you because if they want to serve, ready to serve, food coming and meet you.
Exactly.
Make sure the stranger, and if the stranger gets up to leave, they put their head down at the party. Somebody will come later on and hand you a pillow.
Wow.
Someone will come later on and hand you a pillow. Because they realize they have nowhere to go. And right there, right the yard. Right there belong to the yard.
Yeah, but exactly.
Sandra keep bringing up this point, and I know we discussed it a little bit in the last Bring Back the Old Time days with Baba Francis Johnson. Big up yourself, Baba, right? About the dress and the role it played spiritually, right? I know you guys went in extensively on that, right? The fact that a woman's dress could have opened up and right there in the palais, the energies used to deal with. So we learned something, those of us who could not be here. But what about in general life? You can correct me if I'm wrong here, Sandra. You can message me privately or you can respond here on the chat. Church people tend to think the spiritual aspect of their life is detached from their normal life. So it have a when I'm in front of God and when I'm not in front of God. I heard with my own 2 ears a spiritual leader saying people could do what they want in his temple, and as long as they step outside, that between them and Olodumare. I was shocked to hear. So Olodumare only belong in a temple, or God only belong in designated spiritual spaces. So what this earth really is, what this plane really is certain parts God could see us what. So let me go back to the dress. Why women doing it today? Why they dressing like that? And then when the time comes for church, it's something different. Explain that to me.
Baba, would you take that or you want me to tackle that?
Well,
we can tackle it together.
Let me take something. let me throw something here. Baba, you know today, if I use the word shokoto, we know it means pants.
Benny.
Yes?
Yeah.
Let me go back 40 years ago, you used the word shokoto. 40 years. 40 years ago, when you use the word shokoto, it meant pants, but women used to wear it. 40, 50 years ago. And it was an essential part of the female dress for feast. You had to have on your whatever, your underwears, your vests, your half slip, etc. You also had to have on your shokoto. No, you know, Baba, you wouldn't see this anymore. You wouldn't know when they say shokoto, we think in terms of the song Aduro Day on board shokoto. That's what we say. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We tell them the pony pants. But in the context of dress, it was an essential part of a woman's dress. Automatically, women always wear pants. But when we talk in feast, the woman used to have on shishokoto under she slip, which is under the duet or the dress or whatever it is. Now, many times when we talk about words that came down from our ancestors, and the fact that because of our historical experiences, we use those words our ancestors use these words in a particular way. Because if I say Shokoto right now, everybody on the chat know what I mean pants. But they wouldn't understand it in the context I'm speaking about 40 years ago. That every woman coming into a party had to wear Shokoto. That was our standard. Baba, talk to me.
Yeah, well, I cannot disagree, with wisdom. This is pure wisdom. Yes, the dress code long ago was not just for style; it was purpose clothes. It was purpose clothes because plenty of our mothers long ago were midwives. Plenty of our mothers long ago were the caretakers of the shrine and of the village. We had several situations in our community where people could not, doctor said that child is going to die. And from the feast yard, is straight home with a bouncing baby boy or girl because it was delivered in the yard.
That's right.
It was delivered in the yard. So our women, our elders, our beautiful mothers long ago, they were wearing purpose clothes that had a meaning. That their hair ties used to always be longer because there may be a case that somebody falls for the first time and they have to use piece of their hair tie to give to that individual.
That's right.
So there are several situations and circumstances that I could recall. It's like now everybody is PPE. People, what they call it again when they go outside PPE? Well, it was just like that long ago. When you're going to a feast yard, the men, of course, you have to wash your hands by the gate. You have to pass over the fire. You have to have your red band around your waist. All these things were protection and also to be identified as someone who has some sort of weight in the yard. You must be identified. It's not like you could just go pick up a drum or pick up the goblet or just go and touch organs or walk into the sacred space. You couldn't do that. There were dedicated people for those things, people who were tested and proven, not only physical, but in the realm of our ancestors, in the realm of Orisha. They were tested through divine intervention. We hadn't Obi Abata, but we had Obi Banja. We also had 4.25 cents Baba. We also had corn grain.
Hey, because that is something I want to know about. You see, and I have to go back. Excuse me, Babas. I have to go back to this comment what Sandra gave to us, which brings me to a question. Baba, okay, I know about wearing pantaloon. No, you say Shokoto, she said pantaloon. And Baba is saying that it had a spiritual reason as well. Clothes wasn't just clothes.
Of course.
That's right.
It's okay to have the different names. Because this is another discussion that we definitely going to come to. The different names and the role playing in different things. Like you just talk about Obi and then you talk about quarters. So we definitely going to have to go into discussion. I'm coming for you tonight. I'm telling you, I'm coming for you tonight. So the pantaloon,
don't worry.
I'm taking that. And
pantaloon
1 second.
is an English word.
Go ahead, Baba.
Pantaloon was an English word. But if you were in a house that was descended from a strong Yoruba family, you would have used the Yoruba words.
Okay.
Like how we talk about the adodo, we talk about the sheshere, we talk about shokoto. You understand? depending on where you are, you use particular words. The shokoto is what my elders call, what Sandra calls the pantaloon.
Okay.
Now, those days, they didn't have tights. Tights is something now come in the last 20 years or so.
Look, Patchy and Didi's comment. She said the same thing. In the dance world, it was pantaloon underneath because even our folk dances stem from our spiritual practices. She's saying that these tights and leggings is a nowadays thing. And yeah.
No, the pantaloon is what you call the proper English word. Okay? The proper English word is pantaloon. But the old African words that the people used to use, because it's not I using it, it's because I heard my elders use the word.
Right.
Make sure you prepare, you put on your shokoto. You think. This girl come, she fall in the palais. Oh God, she not even have on a shokoto. You understand? So it become an embarrassment. Because when the spirit show you down and you start to roll, your clothes raise up.
Wow.
And that's happened many times with young girls. Have a young girl, aside a young girl, right there by in Mitch yard, in the days of Nisa. A little spot a young girl from on the hill, walking the yard. They stand up outside the palais, and them fixing. Not like Nisa in the palais, no kicks. And them kicking out there, and I tell them kicking out there, and drum start to play, all of them on the ground rolling. Oh God.
Yeah, that's right.
They're not even have a shokoto.
You know, I can actually give you, Baba can give you the name. I can give you the name of the woman who fell for the first time. Exactly the same story. Her name was Miss Teresia Abdul. Her name was Teresia Abdul. And she ended up living in the yard. She ended up living in that same yard because of the error that she made. She lived in the yard and became a sort of premier woman when it comes to the culture.
Wow.
So out of EBK anyway.
Out of EBK,
yeah. Teresa Abdul, sorry.
And she ended up one of the strongest members.
Yes. When everybody, huh?
I tried to remember it was Oshun or Mancho, one of them. I can't remember which one.
It was actually Oshun.
Yes.
It was Oshun. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So we have to acknowledge.
I tell Oshun shooting on that ground also. Whatever color your clothes must change.
Baba,
Exactly.
Baba is having a lot of fun tonight. That's story,
Miss Teresa Abdul.
And they're mocking and thing. That is the show that the spirit and them still alive.
Ashe.
Yeah.
So we must acknowledge Baba Francis Johnson on the live. After Baba, big up yourself. I just called him earlier. And now this brings me to another question. Right? Yeah. All what seems to be a style now has a serious purpose. He doesn't say had. He said has a serious purpose. Can you guys, any of the viewers, the old school, can you all give us a list? Keep it coming. I will put it up of the things that is style now, but had a purpose of yesterday. Come on, bring it. Let's go. Baba, listen.
You were talking to us or the listening
viewers and you guys. I want to hear what is used to their style but had spiritual purpose long ago.
Well, several things that they used yesterday, they don't use them anymore. So I can't really say anything when it comes to that, because a lot of the basic principle. A matter of fact, if I put it, and this is for all who are viewing tonight, if you belong to a particular yard, let us say that Papa Niza is your elder. That's the person who taking you through. That's the person who you're going through with all the situation. And you happen to do your initiation, because it was initiation then. Baba Okan could say, there are several things that people will term as just washing head. It was not just that. It wasn't just going and get your head washed. It was several other things that was done. So now that's Papa Niza is your spiritual father, or let us use the modern term, he's your godparent, right?
Well,
let us say that you develop
spiritual parents, because what I've noticed, Baba, is that because of Cuba's influence has been very, very strong on Trinidad in our colors we use, the things we operate. Now, I am not criticizing the Cuban way in any way, because remember, all of us came on the same damn station. Some drop in Jamaica, some in Trinidad, and some in Cuba. So we all chased right back to West Africa. All of us. But each of us had our own historical experience. And I am one of the people who believe that what we need to always remember is that our experiences are meaningful because we had meaningful elders. The elders of the past.
True.
And we have to remember that the last Yoruba speakers died only in the 1970s. So we had people,
Montilos and the Adelas and
of course, this non-standard Yoruba that our songs are built on.
Yeah.
We had people spoke that Yoruba up to the 1970s.
Yeah.
From that time.
Yeah.
Those time. Fast
you are like, it's sticking a little bit of Baba.
Yeah. You had Niza, you had Montego Williams, you had men like Old Man Francis.
Yeah.
You had quite a few, Papito, Mother Rose, because even now,
Johnson, Chris Johnson from Granby, Manzanilla, yeah.
Yes. Even now, you still hear remnants of Orikis. There are places you will go in Trinidad and hear remnants of Orikis that when you hear it, you know, okay, they came from Nisa, or they came from. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
An elder, you should get on, bring on. But my body, I was a bigger body, even wouldn't be there right now because he is not into the technology.
Okay.
But he would remind you of certain prayers. So Oriki, so Ogun, Shango, Oya.
Akwebaina ye. Kamika Lord there. I thought for a lot.
A lot of people realize that these Orikis still in somebody's head.
Still
there. By the time you say use words like Olubambi, you know Shango, you just
Olubambi. But they used to say it in the chapel, they will not say it in the palace because plenty of even the members started to become their enemies. So they stopped saying it inside the palace, they start saying it inside the sacred space.
Okay, Baba. So I
Man, Baba, go. Let us not take.
I just want to highlight this comment. Folks jump up on the Wakanda bandwagon but are afraid of spirituality. Like it's just another flick. Nothing's real or respected anymore. And this is Nisha Justice Guy. Basically, she's saying, if tomorrow African practices became a style, like when Wakanda, everybody was African, Wakanda forever, but they don't want the spiritual aspect of it. With
all right, I need to give. All right.
Let me say something on this Wakanda story. I am one of the elders, and I am not ashamed to say so, who never saw the movie. I have never seen the movie, and I'll tell you why. For the US of A to create a fictitious African city in which the heroes of this African-based movie was the same CIA and USA. Okay? Now, I'm not criticizing the movie. I understand it was a very good movie. It made black people feel a sense of belonging to an artificial belonging.
Right.
Belonging to what? Idea. Not even an idea. Belonging to an image that does not exist. Wakanda does not exist. The reality is that most African leaders are corrupt. The reality is that most African leaders are backward. The reality is that China has now colonized one of the countries of Africa, Zambia, and is heading to colonizing Ethiopia. And I want people to hear this. China is about to colonize Ethiopia. And she has her tentacles in Ghana. I want us to understand. It's not Wakanda out there. That's bullshit. What we need is something real. We need leaders like who was assassinated. We have people who must be not afraid to be assassinated, to stand up like Kwame Ture, Sekou Toure, Amilcar Cabral, Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba. Tell me about these are my heroes because they were assassinated by the same French and English intelligence. They were assassinated because they stood up for African people, and not one. My child is learning that in school. My child not learning. Tell me, you want to tell me something? Tell me about the old man they call Opopo, Jaja Opopo, Baba, who became the richest man in Africa, who was a slave and rose to become king of Opopo.
Exactly.
He established the country of Opopo and was betrayed by the nasty British. They promised him safety for talks, and they enticed him. He didn't trust anyone. But he said, at some point, he said, I need the peace. Let me go. And as he go on the boat, he never reached back. He died somewhere in Martinique. They banished him to the West Indies. Tell me about Jaja Popo. I want the children, Baba, to know about Jaja Popo. Because he was single-handedly, as an African leader, kept the baying dogs off. When England realized dealing with him as a middleman was making him rich, they wanted to bypass him and go in the interland to get the palm oil.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
he blocked them.
Yeah.
And because of that, they destroyed him. But he is my hero. He was born an Igbo, and he became a king of Ijaw state. He was born an Igbo and became king of Ijaw state.
Exactly.
Okay. Baba, I know.
Tell me about
That's
Tell me
a
about
that's
that.
a
Don't tell me
that's a
Wakanda
very
does
very
not
very
exist.
serious
Wakanda does not exist.
very serious
Tell me about
observation.
that richest African man up to that point in history after Mansa Musa of Timbuktu.
Yeah.
Tell me about them fellas. You understand? Tell me about him. He's a hero.
Wow.
Why I can't hear about him? Why when I Google after research again information?
Well, you know, Baba, you know, it's a system created to confuse us and brainwash us into when we see ourselves, we see the monster, and when we look at them, you know. But Baba, today I wanted to go into a little bit more as well.
I must admit that the colonizers did a damn good job.
Yeah, you can't blame them.
Over to you.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can say that as well, you know.
Oh yes, we will win them. But go ahead, Baba.
Ashe.
Ashewa. Yes, no, brother. What did you say?
I wanted to go on this close thing, and even this guy, Rajan Sugrim, he said, if I made the original dreadlock, is to show you living a Nazarene life. Now it's a style. In the earliest they condemn it, the dreadlocks that is. Now they're paying for the unreal here. So everybody just keep on doing these things.
I can answer these questions, you know. I can answer these questions. Number one, when we talk about purpose clothes, that's one thing. We were also talking about the fact that if you belong to a particular yard, a particular elder, right? That elder is the one who will teach you from herbs all the way up to deal with the particular Orisha that may be of your ancestral Orisha. So if you're a child of Shango, he will teach you about Shango. You will know all about Shango. And then you may become a Mogba in Trinidad and Tobago, right? But you couldn't just take yourself up and go in somebody's yard like what we're seeing now, where we see spiritual bandwagonists. We are seeing people hopping from yard to yard because they know they feel that is the way to go. That was never like that. When we watch at the cultural values, you know, the moral values, you know, it is now in a dump. I mean, like it or not, it is no longer how it used to be. I don't want to go too far into one thing because I'm sure I'm seeing a lot of questions popping up. What was the next question? Give me the next question quickly.
I have to go. I have to. This is if I come here. What are the rights and protocols of making a local Mogba, as opposed to the Yoruba method of making a Babalawo? I think this is along the veins of what you're saying. He wants clarity. We want clarity on making this Mogba because, like everybody today, as long as you're in the thing very long, yes, a Mogba. We want some clarity.
That's what I'm saying. That's not how it used to be. You look, as again, Baba is here. Long ago, one must be chosen.
That's
right.
It's
not just jumping up and becoming a Mogba. That's not how it used to be. Not because they could play drums, you're a Mogba. That's not how it used to go. There was particular rituals.
Right, that's what he's asking.
Like I can discuss the rituals openly.
Not to discuss the rituals, Baba, or rituals handed up from ear to ear. But for the layman to at least identify this guy just in Orisha yard long and he's trying to make some money and know to sing, and who is a real Amogba. Something to identify for the layman to say, yes, this is a real Amogba.
Very well.
Something in the process.
All right. Again, let's break it down into spaces, right? Right. Let's break it down. Exactly. Let's break it down into spaces. If I put it, let us say that you were tested and proven good by the elders, by the manifestation, right? By the OB. Now you will start maybe holding on to an elder who is already a Mogba. He will know, let us say he's keeping a feast in San Fernando. When you see him, you see you. right? So it will start with him singing from the ancestors, coming down to Eshu, coming down to Ogun. You might be the drummer, you might be the one who helping to sweep the yard, you might be the one who going to get the snake, going in the forest with Okan to get the snake. You might be the one who helping to skin the goat. You might be the one who helping to clean the entire ile. You're going through your training. It was not just like you do this now and that's it. That's not how it used to be. Do you know Fingers quite well?
Oh yes. I think
Fingers was trained. David was trained. Adisa was trained. Tolman was trained. I have trained several people the way how I was trained.
Right.
If you're on a drum and you're not carrying the red string or you're not carrying the correct vibrations because nobody don't know where you just pop up from, you will be removed from the drum. You would be removed. Nobody care how much stroke they can play. But if you are not part of a team of esteemed elders, you will not be granted the respect. And that is what is going on now. Everybody just doing what they want. How did it get there? You know, sometimes it's hard for me to say when it started, but I started to realize, you know, the time frame it started. I could say, I shouldn't say I started to realize. I know the time frame. I can't say exactly when it started. It started in the 90s. That's when everything started to cascade out of control, when the elders were starting to die out. And this one who was rejected, blatantly rejected, somehow might have had some sort of grievance, you know, against the elders who say, you will be a threat to the tradition.
Right.
You start doing your own thing.
Right.
And you start creating other values and start accepting things that the elders would not have accepted. We have to remember, in order for us to move forward, you know, if I put it, we have to say this, and like it or not. Life is a controlled chemical. It's a controlled chemical reaction, right? It's a controlled chemical reaction. And if it is a controlled chemical reaction between the elements and the earth, then the reaction, the vibration that we hold, not everybody will have the same. And now it is like a free for all. It's like nobody wants to help clean a yard. I could give a simple example, a very, very simple example, where there was a particular gentleman. I don't know if I talked about this already. A gentleman who was a gardener. He was a gardener working in the big shot area. And one of a matter of fact, the person who helped him to get in to that area went into some serious financial difficulties. And he overheard the gentleman saying, how am I going to pay my loans? I'm going to lose my house. My children's education is at stake. I am under pressure. And this man, 2 days after, brought his daughter and his son. His son is a lawyer and his daughter is a doctor. And helped the gentleman who helped him to pay his loan. And he said, gentleman, why did you do that? He said, because you were the one who never told me I can't get it done. You are the one who never looked down at me. You're the one who tell all the neighbors, come to him. He could do this. Look how we have my yard looking clean. In other words, if I am to be a yard sweeper, let me be the best yard sweeper on the face of this planet. So my name will live on and my children will reap the benefit. I will reap the benefit because I became a very good yard sweeper. But now everybody wants to hold on to this leadership role because of the economical advantage. It's about the economics. The more people in my yard, the more things that I hold on to, the more things that I allow, maybe disrespect or lies, my yard is going to be full. But full of what?
Full of what? Full of what? Exactly.
Exactly. So I don't know it that way. You know, I don't know about the backbiting and the bacchanal and the confusion and this one by talking that one and that one is confusion with that one. That was never an Orisha yard. You go find that, like it or not, it used to manifest much more in the Baptist church. We never used to have that.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Look, Baba, right here in the 70s, in the 70s and the 60s, how many Baptist churches were there in an Orisha yard? How much hymns you can sing in Papa Nida Pale? How much hymns you can sing in Papa Francis Pale? You could do that? You could not have done that. You could not have done that. You could not have, you could have sing hymns by Mother Ver. You could not have done that. So all who are saying that it's about Baptist Shango and Shango Baptist, those things never existed. That is a late 80s thing. When what's his name? What's his name again? Blue Boy sang the song Shango Baptist. And then everybody started Soca Baptist, Soca Baptist, and then everybody started coming under this whole nonsensical thing. Nothing as no Shango Baptist. I don't know nothing about that. That's a lie.
You know, as we talk in here, you raise a very important point. Panisa used to carry on Tanti Silla Press. You and I know that.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
You know, as a year you'd stop.
And the reason why you stopped.
Because Tanti Silla gets involved, either involved or married with a Baptist man and bringing a Baptist element in the press.
Yes.
Nisa, you know not know that?
Yes. And you're right.
So you read in book that Nisa was a London Baptist. You'll read that in a book. But Nisa didn't know anything whatsoever about Baptist press. Nothing about Baptist press. So when she brought in that,
Baba
he stopped. Yes,
there's someone saying that you're echoing. So just check your mic out a bit by the laptop and there. Yeah, we're getting a slight echo. Probably check where your headset is going into your laptop.
If I put it in, I want to clear something up here, and it upsets me sometimes to hear people say it over and over. And I hear people who hold particular offices, even in our tradition, making this foolish statement that, them is Shango Baptist. Long ago in a Orisha yard, right? One could not function without a chapel, or what they call a chapel, or a chapel. You couldn't function without a chapel. Why you couldn't function without a chapel? It is because the Catholic Church used to send the priest to chop down your flag, burst your goblet, and may even beat your elders. You had to have a chapel. So they always had the foot in for you to survive. They will bring all the Sankey and all the new Bibles and all the pictures of all the saints. And our elders were very smart. Our elders were very, very smart people. They will take it and hang it on the walls, and as the Catholic priest gone, they take it and put it outside. Right? They will take it and put it outside. So people were mistaken. They believe that these people have a church in the yard or a chapel in the yard. So them is Shango and there's Baptist. So they call them Shango Baptist. Baptist is based on Jesus and him being crucified. Baptist is based on Jesus and him being crucified. I have a lot of people who I know who Baptist people. I mean, I have friends who are Baptist people, but trying to say that Baptist and Orisha is the same thing is trying to say like oil and water could mix. No, it can't. It's two different things. It has the element of Orisha in it, because when they abolished drums, the Orisha community, you know, we used to make noises with the mouth and all these various things. Then I heard several Baptist elders say that, don't even call me an Orisha, you're out of place to say that. Who the hell is you to say that I'm an Orisha devotee? Pastor Hunt, Baba, from Wrighton Gonzalez, on the Orisha, on the African, the program, the name of the program was the African Presence in Trinidad and Tobago. He came and made it abundantly clear. He said it, I am not a Shango. I am not a Shango. But because I belong to Africa, the drums is mine. The tambourine is mine. The shak is mine. But my philosophy is about Jesus and him being crucified. No, I was a child when I heard that. And I watched up my mother and say, Mommy, so what? Anybody going to tell this man about this thing? Anybody going to talk to Leader Hunt about what he just said? When, you know, people may know things that he doing, that is all about Orisha too.
Well, remember that separation was always there, you know.
Huh?
That separation was always there. It's nothing new. Because remember, in the early, up to the 60s, Orisha was Orisha. It didn't have any such thing. This concept of some in the 80s or 90s.
80s,
okay?
In the 80s.
Up to the 60s, for sure, there was no concept whatsoever of a Shango Baptist. There was either an Orisha.
Yes. And
Orisha, a Shango. Yes. So you're going in the Shango dance.
Yes.
And not only that, someone in this is what I was saying just now, that Pan needs up. Even though the books will tell you he was a London Baptist, Pan knew nothing about the Baptist prayers.
Nothing.
Pan from the moment Auntie Silla shifts so, he shifts the opposite direction. And he stopped coming up on me.
Stop immediately.
Because
the person
he's a man who said, I didn't know that.
The person who she got married to. Baba could even tell you the person who she got married to. She got married to somebody who was not only steep, he wasn't only steep in the Baptist tradition, he was also part of the LGBT or LGBO or LGBY or whatever they call it.
Whatever you call it, I hear you.
And see, that is what caused the yard to shut down in the first place. Of course. And then the gentleman left from Belmont and went to Diego Martin to live.
Was he?
Yes.
Whoever he is, don't call nobody there, please.
No, we're not going to call anybody here. No. That we, my brother, this is way before plenty of retirement. This is real. This we talking about real.
I just say, right?
You were born.
No, I wasn't born. I wasn't born yet.
Because,
but he was part of the LGBTQYPZ. I don't know what is the correct name for the whole thing, you know. But I'm not about trying to bash anybody.
The first person who was accused, very first person I know that accused to belong to that section, given peace. The first person was Leon Hill.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And the second person was Lavantil. I go calling him was
Loa Lavantil. Yeah. Loa Lavantil.
Yeah, that's that. We had to talk off a screen.
And then there was a very big one, very big. He was maybe about 900 pounds in Central.
Oh, I know.
All right.
Right, don't let me know. I'm sure.
No. I mean, what? Yeah, go ahead.
Baba AWOTUNDE. It is. I know it is important for us to have this information. I'm not afraid to venture there because that's a topic by itself.
Yeah,
that's a topic by itself, and I actually want a representative. Why am I hearing myself echoing? This is very weird. Anyway, sorry to the viewers out there if we probably having some technical difficulties. I want a representative of people who believe in the lifestyle to say their part while we having the discussion, not the bashment or whatever the case may be.
No, we know about that.
If I may be wrong, he said leaders played political games to get recognition from government. Such claim on indifference were merely for benefit. So basically what he's saying is that they were doing it in the front for political gain, but in the back they were never really believing in what they were professing or preaching.
Exactly what is he speaking about exactly?
Like, let's just say the ones, like you said, with the chapel and stuff, it was more of a mask than anything. And people would have... people would have brought it into reality.
The mask is beyond political games. The mask was, you had to do it. You had to have your chapel. Otherwise, you are going to be brandished an insurrectionist. You're going to be targeted. And your flag's going to get chopped down and you're going to get licked. You know, that's how my father, that is how my father ended up in jail for 2 years. Because he couldn't take it no more, and he beat the life out of the police officers, and he ended up in jail. If we are talking about now, if we are talking about the 80s, when the diocese started to take, root in our tradition, take root because the diocese were getting through the government with particular grants and, cathedrals and land buying here and all these various things. Yes, we can understand it from that perspective. But we're talking about over 200 and something years of oppression. Our people were oppressed. Our people were what as is called to the earth. If you had a fowl in your hand, a butler olive oil and a butler punching, even if you're going for a spiritual battle, you're going to cook your fowl, you are going to jail for 16 days. You are going to be jailed for 16 days.
No, wow. This is true. So then, Baba,
we had no political representation nowhere. We had no political representation.
Baba, you open a can of worms. Let me say something here. Hear me well. Now, Orisha people wasn't the only people to be oppressed. Because what happens when you force something in a person's truth after a time they just start to accept it? You rather people in Belmont Valley Road.
Yes.
Used to have when before their feast, they had to go Sunday, they have to go to church.
Of course.
It had a next Sunday, you said Belmont. Then before you start your feast, Sunday, because your feast night started Tuesday night. Sunday morning, right and early, you're going to St. Francis of Assisi.
Yep.
And take your communion.
Of course.
Belmont boys. Or by Belmont boys.
By Belmont boys.
That's right.
Of course.
That's right. And sometimes if you are the priest, good, he would make special mention of you in the mass.
Exactly. Exactly. And just to add to what you're saying, Baba, Maryland Hill was owned by the Rada community. And the Catholic Church every year was giving them loans, giving them monies, and taking back the land from them. We went through the ringer. We went through the ringer. All where Maryland Hill,
the Catholic Church still have land up there.
Exactly.
They're planning to build something up there where the Maryland RC school was.
Not only with the Maryland RC, opposite the Maryland RC school where the cemetery is.
Yeah.
But all praises to my word. All praises to my word in Upper St. Francis Valley Road. The Rada community is taking back the land. Right on Maryland Hill. They are building houses and taking back the land. Right in Upper St. Francis Valley Road or this Belmont Valley Road. We need to remember, what we need to remember, Baba, is that however we try to turn this wheel, it is a constant fight from our own people. And the reason why we are constantly fighting, it is because we were taught to hate each other. We were taught to dislike each other. We were taught to disrespect our women. Even the great Papa Niza at a particular time had to get the Catholic Church to come home by him and bless his sheep. Because the Catholic Church, like it or not, played a pivotal part in dismantling the Orisha community in Trinidad and Tobago. And I think it's time, no matter how we view the situation, Baba.
Very influential.
Exactly. No matter how we view the situation, if you realize, Baba, it will have the council of chiefs, it will have the Orisha council of elders, it will have this, it will have that, it will have all these various things, and everything amounts to nothing. You know why? We need to remember, whenever you are working under the guise of your enemies, when you are working with your enemies, according to the sibling of Ogun, everything will be destroyed. No matter how we try to go forward, we will start movements in South, movements in Tongue, movements in Central, movements in Point 14. Everybody say we're coming together, and then after a while, everything smashes into nothing. Because we are trying to understand our tradition from a Catholic perspective, from a Christian perspective, from an Islamic perspective. We need to understand our tradition from an African perspective, from a perspective that says that our ancestors, our Orisha, will never neglect or fail us. And when we want to walk away, according to Ababa and Araba said this one, when you walk away from a heated, beautiful discussion, somebody in that discussion go and tell somebody something else. These are all the teachings of the religious men and women who constantly destroy our people, and we cannot see it. Why Papa Niza had to actually back the Catholic Church.
Yes.
He had to back the Catholic, he had to back them down and say, I ain't taking no more this nonsense.
Baba, but we have a rallying cry. You know we have a rallying cry.
Yes, we do.
I'm going and sing with the old voice. But this is the rallying cry. Yema wo, Yema wo,
Yema Orisha.
Yema wo, Yema wo. Boy babuke, olo babu. Shame o to baluba roshe. Yema wo. Yema wo. Boy babu. Yes, man. You see, when I was looking for Winnie Bush, that was Iranian cry. A lot of people forget or realize that drums was outlawed. It was outlawed before the Baptist Prohibition Ordinance in 1917. It was outlawed since 18 something.
History.
Playing drums.
History.
Yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead.
We have to go in the bush. We have to go in the bush and hide. And when I say hide, it's feast you're going to keep. So you have to have your calabash with your water. Baba, purpose of that calabash, watching simple by the candles in the front there. That calabash had to be where the man on the leading drum or the mugba had to be able to see what that water. You understand? And when they do, you see the start to play, and police coming up the hill. Boy, Babuke, all your power too. With the police on the right. Coming up the hill. You understand? Then you will see Tobaluba operate. Then you will see Obaluba, which is Shango. Then you will see Shango. Then you will see the worker Shango. Because when you spin that calabash.
You know, if I put it, I want to tell you something. You know, we understand. Again, as you were talking about the power chemicals, my brother, the power chemicals. And the power chemicals truly mystifies me. You know, it mystifies me. I can't say without a doubt. I was alive at the time when we had to go to Belmont Police Station to pick up we license to play drums. You had to go get your license, otherwise the police come in and shut your yard down.
Wow.
I was already conscious. I was already conscious in the 90s when I had to leave and go down to Belmont Police Station and pick up the license to play drums. And I remember this year.
I hear it say something. Something 2000 change our law. Up to 10 o'clock. I ain't sure if they ever changed it. Because up to 10 o'clock, it was illegal to play drums after 10. It was illegal to play drums anytime to the annoyance of your neighbor. It was illegal to play drums after 10 in the night. That's why you had to get the license. You understand? But I heard they changed the law. I don't know what's true. That's something we must check. Baba.
I think we
have to check.
I think we lost him on the stream there.
I see. Get him back. But I see Baba Francis touch back on our point here. Dada children don't cry. Dada ma sukuma. Baba Francis don't interfere with pain. Baba Francis.
What?
Baba Francis, Papa question. He said, Dada children don't cry. Remember somebody early on that asked about some Rasta here and them kind of thing. First, let me say that Dada and Rasta is not the same thing. Dada, the hair that we call Dada, is something a child could be born with. You have the Dada children of Dada. And they sing the song Dada Masukuma, which means Dada don't cry anymore, don't weep anymore. Dada was Shango, and in the history of the Yoruba, in the
Dada.
Anybody hear me?
Yes, we now kind of getting you clear.
Hello.
So we like it to start over a little presentation. Yeah, we now hear.
Okay, the children. Dada is the man they call Ajaka, who was the older brother of Shango. In the reign of Shango, his older brother Dada or Ajaka was the man who sat on the throne first. But the Fulani were Islamizing Yoruba land. And Dada was a peaceful, kind, loving kind of person. He was no match for the Fulani. They actually raided Oyo and captured Dada. You hearing me?
Yes, Baba, loud and clear.
They captured Ajaka or Dada. and they took him into captivity. His brother Shango, his younger brother Shango, led an expedition and was successful in freeing him. But in freeing him as the king, he went into exile so that his brother Shango could take the throne. Because Shango was a man known for his ferocious attitudes of war. And when Shango, when he gave up, when he took the throne, Shango reigned for 7 years. But Dada or Ajaka is the only Yoruba king in history to reign twice. He reigned before Shango and after Shango died. Sorry, after Shango was deified.
Right.
He came back, they brought him back. But the second time they brought him back, he was totally different because he started to realize what he was fighting, going against. Because the Fulani was making, even today in Yoruba land, the herds, Fulani herdsmen, putting the Yoruba farmers to task. They're killing them. It's kidnap, kill, take your daughter, carry she, force she to accept Islam, marry she. You understand? Even right now in Nigeria, that's still going on. But this boy, this man, they call Ajaka, is who we call Dada. He is the one with the hair, the Dada hair. He is the one who was carrying the Yoruba culture to art and theater. But when Shango had to take over, Shango had to take over because without Shango, the entire Yoruba land, without Shango, the entire Yoruba land would have become Islamized. The Fulani and them wasn't making Skylark party. They intended was to take over the whole Yoruba land. The statement was they plan to dip the Quran in the Atlantic. The Yoruba had to
I'm having a lot of technical problems on my end of the spectrum here.
Fight,
that's okay.
This force. And even though the Yoruba it stopped them in the battle, they stopped them. And this is a matter of history. Yet Islam controls the majority of the Yoruba people today. Islam and Christianity. You understand what I'm saying? The reason I'm saying that is I want to realize that Dada here is not Rasta here. Let me repeat that. Dada here is not Rasta here. We just tend to mix up the two. The hair of the Rastafarian is a totally different culture. The Dada here is the hair of Ajaka, the hair of Orisha Dada, or as we say, Bayami or Bayani. Bayani, the hair of Bayani, there is a difference because the way the locks manifest is what the Rasta will call chunks. The way the Dada locks manifest. It's not the Dada locks is not like Bob Marley locks. Okay? The Dada locks is not like, as we say, the Rastafarian locks. The Dada locks is a special kind of junks that manifests on the hair of the Dada child.
They're actually born Dada.
And though a lot of people in Trinity were brothers, Shango Abakoso took over the throne from Ajaka and was successful in stemming the spread of Islam that was sweeping the Yoruba land. Because remember, the Fulani and the Hausa had already controlled northern Yoruba land. The Ilorin, Old Oyo, even today.
No.
And this is why the Yoruba can't make up to say unite with the Igbo to form a difference. Because too many Yoruba are Muslims. And even though the majority of people in is nominal Muslims and Christians, most of the Yoruba is nominal Muslims and Christians. But the fact is that Islam and Christianity is quasi. And until we see what we call a revival, even though we seem to be seeing it right now, a revival in the tradition, in Isheshe. Only if you see a revival in Isheshe, and if you've seen a revival in Isheshe, you have to understand that it can't have Christianity in it.
No. I totally agree.
Ifa
I totally agree.
is something totally. Well, you can't because
I totally, Baba, I totally agree. Baba, you know what? You know what? You know what I could say?
Ejawo, let me ask a question, Baba. We have a lot of Christian viewers that belongs to spiritual Baptist practices. They believe because of their experiences that Jesus has saved them. I have never experienced what they have experienced. And the how should I say, the conviction that they would relay these stories and the passion, you tend to ask yourself, what's really going on? Because it ends up being their truth so much that you even start to feel it. Is it that these energies are just called by a different name? Or is it that someone even told me, not because when you were small and you asked Santa Claus to bring a gift for you, and you get up the morning, you feel that Santa Claus really bring the gift for you. Is your parents do it, you know? And today, I really want to bring more time.
Let me try that. Let me just say something on that quickly.
Yeah, Baba.
If you go to Brazil, here, you may get a different same teaching in Bahia than in Rio de Janeiro, which is different to if you go Havana in Cuba or in the US. Different teachings concerning the same things. Okay?
Okay.
In Trinidad, Ogun St. Michael. In Cuba, it might be St. Anthony. In fact, some part of Cuba, Ogun is St. Anthony. And next part of Cuba, Ogun, Eshu is St. Anthony. And then when you go Brazil, St. Francis is Ogun. And when you go here, St. George is Ogun or something so. And that's what I'm saying.
Right.
You go to Brazil, Yemanja might be Blessed Virgin of whatever, Immaculate Virgin. You go to Cuba, St. Anne is Narabuku. You go to, you watch at Oshun, who is the patron saint of Cuba. That is Virgin of a regular is Yemanja. Baba, wherever, so that's who they call Oshun. So you find that different places, you have different syncretic forms. Okay.
Let me ask a question, Baba. One question, Baba. Ejawo. Let me ask a question.
Not in Trinidad, and it's St. Anthony, they tell you Shakwana. It's St. Jerome. What I'm saying, even as small as Trinidad is, in the north, you have different teachings as against in the south. St. Anthony, Shakwana in the north, St. Anthony is that in the south. St. Jerome is Shakwana in the south, St. Anthony is Shakwana in the north. That should be telling us something. Instead of we wasting time arguing who right and who wrong, Baba? Instead of wasting time who right and who wrong, we should realize these are syncretic forms, and as a result, they were purposeful at a certain time. And as time go by, you no longer need them.
So,
as the knowledge increases, you no longer need them. So there are things that are useful.
Baba, let me ask you a question. Both of you, let me ask you a question then. The syncretic forms, is it validated at all, seeing that Ogun is the source, yet still Ogun is called by many different names in many different places? Does that validate the concept of it actually being Saint Michael the Archangel or Saint Anthony, as you would say in another place? Is it really ever was that, or is it just that the energies understood that this was our circumstance and they used to respond regardless, knowing that? But is it okay now? Because I remember I was in a feast once and Shango stopped them from calling him Saint John. In the same spiritual practice.
Right.
So I'm asking all of this to say, is it still okay to call the Orisha by these Christian or Catholic saint names?
All right, I could say this. I could say this without
that was not the original song anyway.
I could say this without a doubt, right? Everything has a genesis. Everything has a reason why it became how it became, right? Everything has a reason why it became how it became.
Yes,
we no longer have master. We no longer have master holding no whip or no gun over our heads, where we have to agree with the terms and conditions that was granted to us then. When we hear people say that, going back to what you said a while ago, when you said that, people say that, Jesus Christ helped them through their times of sorrow, when their daughter was sick, when their mother was not well. Jesus Christ was the one who sent his saving grace to help them. Now, I need to say, I'm going back to the same thing you said about Santa Claus and the parent, the child believing that it's Santa Claus that gave him or her this gift. It was clear many, many years ago that this synchronism, this situation that our foreparents was plunged in, created a strange diversion, that we up to this day have to deal with this particular situation. Our foreparents hadn't the chance to say Ogun in public, or even to read the very said Bible to know if St. Michael is really the archangel. And I remember an elder said to me, he said, if you're standing up in the front of your Ogun and you're saying, oh, St. Michael, oh, St. Michael, pray for me. He said, you know what you just do? I said, what is that? He said, the only thing you do is give your Ogun some blood. He said, all you do is just nasty the front of your Ogun. All you just do is give him some blood. You ain't have no supplication for Ogun. You just send all of your supplication to the St. Michael. And look, after a few years, you will see the Catholic Church, their new wing on the church, or Pentecostal church will enter your village. I understand the law of attraction. Whenever you say a prayer that was used by the very said people who oppressed your people, you are subscribing to the very said danger that our foreparents once had to deal with on a mega scale. Now we are dealing with it on a very scientifical scale, where people believe if you tell a dog he's a fool, and you keep running him, after a while, it's either he leave your yard or he comply. And when he comply, what will be the end result? He will bow to all of your wishes. That is what is going on now, my brother. It's the very said ancestors of these people, the very said Orisha, who has been helping them all the way along. It's the very said Ori that they were born with that has been helping them all the way along. But they believe that it is the Catholic saints and the Jesus Christ who has been helping them all the way along. Now, that is what you call an oxymoron. That is like trying to say to me that, you know, if I, according to Araba Elebubon by Oluwo, his wife said once, she said, quote, if I am in a park and you are in a park and another person is in a park, I am in Sheshe. The person next to me is Christian and the person next to me is Muslim, and all of our children fall at the same time. Who child with the Muslim pick up first? Who child with the Christian pick up first? The Christian will pick up his child first. The Muslim will pick up his child first. And then they may ask, do you want me to pick up your child? This is what is happening now. We are sending all of our supplications to the energies and the people who somehow destroyed our people. And yet still, we want to hold on and look for these people's saviors to pick us up. That is impossible. Hence the reason why we don't have a bank, we don't have a cemetery, we don't have no type of organization that is even respected, because we are trying to understand the traditional ways from a Christian or even a Muslim perspective. And I am not going to, listen, my father used to always say something to me. He said, son, you were born a man. He said, but you ain't no man yet. He said, you was born to lead, but you ain't no leader yet. And I used to say, so why you telling me I'm a leader? Or why you telling me I was born a man and I'm not a man yet? He said, everything has what we call rites of passage. Everything that you do, you must go through rites of passage. And I am taking it up with any leader at this juncture. What rites of passage did they go through for one to stand and say that I'm a leader and I'm about to bring changes in our community? How could you bring changes in the community when you never experience what the community really wants? You never experience it? How could you tell me about it when you never experience it? You never try to understand it? You never sit with the elders and discuss the pains and pressures and problems that they face? You never one day try to bring people together in a particular manner that they will all respect you and even the things that you do. I have heard a plethora of things about myself. And I'm not here to talk about AWOTUNDE ELEBUIBON. I'm here to talk about my community that I love tremendously. And by any means necessary, the information that my foreparents passed to me, I'm going to pass it on and on and on and on, because that is the only way our tradition will survive. If we cannot see that the elders, and Baba is right here, the elders used to always say, son, half has yet been told. AWOTUNDE started looking for the next half. And in my quest to find the next half, I found the far. And no one could tell me when I started studying Ifa. I started understanding the fundamentals of Ifa since in the 90s, through, the 80s, through Baba from down this place, what's his name again? He had a paper that he used to always bring out, Baba Olodari, Ifa Speaks. And I always wondered what this Ifa word was, and I looked in the Collier's Encyclopedia. Who remembers Collier's Encyclopedia? Look in it, and you will start seeing information. And then I was made the youth advisor for the North, and I start looking for more information. I am not here to try to bring separation. with anyone about anything that is about my culture. What I'm saying to the wider public, if we continue looking in the neighbor yard for fruit and food, what is wrong with your yard? Your land spoiled? Your ancestors dead? Why can't you look in your yard? Look to open for real. You're born with ashe, you're born with the vibration. You have some people may, it's just like the finger, some people may have more ashe than some. Let's face it, some people might be able to do something more than the other. Does that mean that that person is not important? We all have our roles to play. And we need some order. We need some respect in our tradition. Our forefathers fought battles using the very said Orisha and won. Why can't we do the same?
So true.
I lived in a yard where a Baptist church, I built the church at 14 years old, not to attend. And my mother used to always say, like, Baba here again. And I'm sure maybe one or two of her members is listening. She always used to say she had two palais because she did not come from a yard that bolster Christian prayers or Christian ideology. She came from a yard that spoke about the tradition. But you had to trump and follow suit, and at that time, we don't need to do it now. And I'm still not upset with anybody who keeping the feast and keeping the Baptist ceremony and whatever. I am not going to do it. That's not my road. I never believed in Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ meant nothing to me. And up to this day, he means that I'm 47 years and he did nothing for me more than make a priest beat me. That's the only thing I ever get. Cut skin in school from a priest. I know your house burned down, but that's a whole different story. My point is that we need to come home. We need to make our shrines attractable. We need to bring our children back home. If somebody wants to think about how AWOTUNDE was 8 years ago or 10 years ago, that ain't on me. Right. That ain't on me.
Right.
I went through my battles just like anybody else. We are a damaged people. So like it or not, we are a damaged people. Even if somebody just joined the fast 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, or a month ago, or they came from a family who has always been keeping ceremony for 200 years, we are still a damaged people. And because of what was done to us for so long, we tend to believe, I will tend to believe, or somebody else may tend to believe that Ifapurere is the enemy, Baba is the enemy, I am the enemy, this one is the enemy. Because we were taught to hate ourselves. So what direction can we take? We need to start going back to the energies that will never forsake you. Shango will never forsake you. Oshun will never forsake you. Your Ori will never forsake you. You know, Egbe will never forsake you. Oya will never forsake you. Call whichever Orisha. But when you want to go to them from a whole different perspective, singing our Father and Hail Mary in front of them, what are you doing? You're looking for half the energy, and we keep getting the half, so we keep surviving. We're not thriving.
Okay. Baba, I have an island. You're coming out zone day. I see people say they want to run around the house. If I Jube, she says she want to run around the house and just want to scream, Asheu. You know, it's a truth that a lot of us try to ignore because, again, there's a lot of fear in change, a lot of fear in change. And if you were taught all your life that this is the only way for your life to mean something, you have to understand, as you say, we are a damaged people. Not everybody's brave enough. You know, I'm seeing a lot of comments here where people are also blaming a lot of leaders, elders, for doing them injustices. The elders are not exempt from the damage, you know. The elders are not exempt from damage. It doesn't mean that anybody's
Well
perfect.
said.
But someday
Well
you
said.
have to get up, even if it's 60 years the elder do the shipping is for. And on the 61st birthday, they get up and say, you know, I need to stop. Then say, thank you to marry. Don't keep talking about the 60 years that they was doing the foolishness. Be happy, be very happy that that elder, that Olodumare has proven greatness. That Urumela has proven greatness, and whatever energy you say, as my brother Rajin Sugram say, whatever energy you call it, has proven greatness. Be thankful, and that's why the topic next week is so sensitive. Taboo in African spirituality, and I'm not just talking about homosexuality. I'm talking about rape. I'm talking about spiritual advantage. I'm talking about a lot of women have issues with elders sleeping with the congregation. I'm talking about the kind of money people charging and they're not even getting a fly when the day done. A lot of things in the tradition that is taboo we really need to address and highlight so people could open their eyes and see what it really is. You know, but I have to move to the segment really quickly, guys. So our sponsor this evening, the Blue Edition. It is a bookstore located in number 32 St. Vincent Street, Tunapuna, Trinidad and Tobago. The Blue Edition. You can get any type of book you want there. Any type of book. And as a matter of fact, they have sponsored our prize for this evening, our question and answer segment. The question is, and I want everybody to listen, please. Can you tell me where each one of these people right now on the screen, where is their origin in Trinidad and Tobago? Anybody? Where are they from? We're going to see some typing. Let me see who can bring it first. Okay, so I see somebody type Kimberly Amanda Springer. I can't give it to you because you spelled it wrong. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not too late. I have to give it to Pachian. The right answer is Belmont. Belmont, big up yourself. So Pachian, you have won our prize this evening. You can contact me afterwards privately on Messenger, whatever the case may be. Congratulations. We are all Belmont born boys. Yeah? Big up to Belmont. Big up to Belmont. Thank you once again to our sponsor this evening, the Blue Edition, number 32 St. Vincent Street, Tunapuna, Trinidad and Tobago, West Indies, where you can get any book, any type of book that you ask. If they may not have it then, they will get it for you once you require it, right? Blue Edition, big up yourself. So gentlemen, in closing, this is the question. Because right now, on social media, there is real drama, as some people call it, right? Real bacchanal, back and forth, biting, Christianity, Orisha, Baptist, Muslim, thing, black, white, rah, what? Right now, it's so hot that some people say they don't even want to tune into Facebook right now because it's a bit overwhelming. Some even use the word disgusting to express themselves as to how the everything is turning out. What can we do as a people to reclaim our identity? And I have to extend to get unity. What? How can we use our wisdom as spiritual African practitioners? How can we find unity? And I want us to be as honest as possible, as well as I want comments. How can we get unity?
Baba, I would like to take this little piece, you know, just a little piece. I would like to say, as your wow. That is not even a ticklish question. It's not even a tough question. It's a very easy question. You see, when we understand the fundamentals of our tradition is not based on destruction. Our tradition is based on constant movement. Our tradition is based on getting things done. One of the things I would like to say though, we all are alive, right? And we all alive. I mean, those who are listening, those who are here, you know, we are all alive. And the strange thing about life, is that life takes the earth's raw ingredients and transforms the earth's raw ingredients. And what is that raw ingredient? The raw ingredient that I'm speaking about is the ability to constantly try, move, constantly move. It even possesses the ability to make inanimate objects animate. But you know where we have the problem, where we have the little problem? Everybody wants to lead. Everybody feels that they have the answer. Everybody's of the opinion that to be a true devotee of this tradition, we have to emulate what we see our politicians doing when they are in parliament, fighting. We need to somehow emulate circumstances and situations that we are privy to and say that's the way it should be. No, you're a slave. Whenever one can have that mindset, the chemical reactions in the entire body. I mean, if IFA is not about chemical reaction, if IFA is not about understanding the fundamentals of this universe, what should IFA or Risha be without the forest, or the river, or the sea, or the sky, or the dirt, or the stone? Nothing. So when we as elders in this tradition start watching things from a particular perspective, and that perspective is based on just a few things. One, I am only here for a time.
Right.
Two, am I doing enough for my children's sake? Three, am I truly practicing the tenets and values of a tradition that span hundreds of years? Am I doing that? Or am I falling in to a whole new law that was used to divide us? When we start looking inwardly and realizing that Ifa Purere may have an answer for this, Baba may have an answer for that, I may have an answer for this, you know, another brother or Iya will have an answer for that particular situation. And we do it respectfully, not from a egotistical, self-absorbed perspective where I really want to hear you, but I really want to hear it. When we start moving away from those norms, the things that we are doing that seem normal, then we will be well on our way to propagate positive change in our tradition. It was said that truth went to bathe, and while truth was bathing, lies stole his clothes. And lies take his clothes and running down the road. So when truth come out, he was naked. So truth starts running down the road as well. So truth asked someone, did you see somebody pass here with my clothes on? The person say, well, yeah. The person say, well, God damn it, that's a well-dressed lie. And now I am standing in front of the naked truth. We try to move away from truth. If I could not look inwardly at AWOTUNDE ELEBUIBON, then I would have been on the same train, my brother. I would have been on that train of destruction, wanting to ill speak and be on this whole bacchanal bandwagon. I have absolutely no time for that. I have three grandchildren who are dependent on the moves I make today. I don't want to go back to our room and reach to Orita Metak Barisala and face Eshu, and Eshu say, what the hell you do down there? What you do down there when you was down there? Nothing. Fight against you, fight against Baba, fight against maybe the name of whoever elder from San Fernando, from Diego Martin, from Shogunas, from Pinal, wherever. I have absolutely no time to fight against anyone. What I could say is that when we realize that we all don't have the answer, but the answer is just like the body. You will have peace, I will have peace, and everybody may have a peace. When we start putting all that together, then and only then, we are on our way for progress, peace, and happiness in a beautiful tradition that all religions came from. I ain't going back. I ain't standing off. I'm fighting my fight, but I'm doing it skillfully.
Ashe.
Well.
Baba, you have any closing remarks? Baba Oka, you have any closing remarks before we?
Yes, first. Well, I want to compliment him, and I want to encourage him to continue in this struggle, because we find out recently, or rather it is right in front of us recently, that once you're black, once you're African, whether you're in China, in Trinidad, or the continent, you're black. You're African. You're African. I'm not no African, I'm a Trinidadian. I will remind them that Trinidadian is not a race, it's a nationality. I'm a Trinidadian too. Okay? I need to, that we came from somewhere. Some years ago, I was speaking to some people and telling them how important it is for us to reclaim our language, particularly the language of our religion, of our belief system. And people said, no, you don't need to learn no language, you need to learn about or no Yoruba. You can get everything in English. That is a very big mistake. Because when you are reading the Odus of Ifa, there are statements within that you will never interpret properly by just knowing English. There are statements that will make no sense to you in English. But if you came from a Yoruba background and an understanding of the culture, you would understand what the statements mean. Simple as it is. If we are doing a prayer, and you have to speak in Yoruba, you will not be able to raise the full ashe of the words you're using unless you speak in your language. There are things you can do in English and get away with, but there are things that are found in Europe that are not found in English.
Definitely, for sure.
For example, your name, Ifakorire. There's no P in Yoruba. When you look at the Yoruba language, you'll find a K song. And K is the best description an Englishman could give. This is why we sing Ekuemio. because we speak what we hear, and because we have moved away from Yoruba, we have lost the Yoruba language to the extent where we don't understand what we're really saying. We don't understand how to pronounce the letters properly. Wait. So you don't say it's not a P with a E after it. That's what it looks like, but it's not pronounced that way. That KP song remains with us. We see it in Shakpana. We see it in Okpele. We see it in Ifa Orere. Because you can't use a straight P. The word does not come with a straight P. You hear me?
Yes, Baba.
So, what I'm saying is that in order to reclaim our language, an important part of our identity is our language. We are Africans in the diaspora. We still have vestiges of our language that we can hold on to and develop on. When I say vestiges, we have a whole vocabulary. Because everybody on this slide knows Omi is water and Oti is strong alcohol and Emu is wine. Oyin is honey, Wara is milk. These are things we knew. Ewa. Go and prepare Ewa for me. I used to hear my elders saying that. I mean, go and mix your grains.
Or even when they say Dudu darling, you know, when they say Dudu darling, Dudu means black. They used to always say that to accent the very dark children. You know, Dudu darling, how you going? You know, Dudu means black. If nobody don't have any no questions, I wanna answer some questions tonight. You know, I think there's a lot of questions that, you know.
What happened is that you guys have been so thorough with your explanations that people were just actually agreeing, Baba. What I would encourage people to do, because the show has already reached 2 hours, tonight the time really flew because the topics were so intense, the information was so provocative and stimulating that we didn't even realize that we reached here. So unfortunately, we had to close off.
Wow.
Yeah, we just like the John session, we'll definitely have to have a part 2. Or should I say, in Bring Back the Old Time Days, a part 3, because this is part 2 of Bring Back the Old Time Days. And if anyone has any questions that they think were not answered, you can contact Baba AWOTUNDE ELEBUIBON personally on his profile and Baba OKAN on their profiles and ask them the questions. Or you can contact me, Ifa Porere, and I will relay the questions to them. Baba OKAN, thank you very, very much on behalf of everyone. Your information, the information you gave tonight is astounding. And we are very, very, very thankful for it. Very, very thankful. And we definitely going to have you on. Definitely going to have you on again.
I feel honored to be with you.
Yes, it really was.
Hoping I will come again.
Yes, definitely. Really was informative. It was great meeting you as well. Definitely. Baba AWOTUNDE. What I could say again? The thanks is not enough. But the thing is, we can't stop. The reality is we can't stop. And we have to keep going and keep going and keep going. And look, Patrian said the same elders, you know. We still have Francis Johnson to come back. We still have there's a lot of people have a lot to say. So just keep tuning in, share the live, share the page, make sure and tell your friends to go and like Soca TV page and follow it for all its content. And to the viewers and everyone, tonight we were actually live on YouTube. We just went live, no followers yet. So now you can actually go to YouTube and look up Soca TV, like and follow to get all the content that Soca TV gives. Encourage your friends, encourage your family. This information is more important than most of the things that they would be watching. Yes? So I say, I say thank you very, very much again. Beautiful discourse. And we're going to be back again on Wednesday evening with Araba Ifokolade Atinumo from the motherland. Yes? So please tune in again. Thank you.
I would like to say to some of you listeners from St. Martin, Ingrid, you know, may you continue on your climb into this beautiful tradition that will never fail you. To many of you listeners, may you continue to live strong. And, you know, our foreparents were not weak people. So we, the offsprings of powerful men and women, certainly cannot be weak. May that strength that we possess, may it start manifesting and making us make the correct decisions. Our children depend on what we do for them. Peace, love, and prosperity.
So people, again, I know sometimes when this kind of discourse going and the energy flowing, it's flowing. But we got to go. Sorry. Right? Peace and blessings. Love to everyone. We out of here. Odabo.